43 million people come to Las Vegas every year, and they spend a staggering $35 billion. And one of the things that entices them to do that are the fabulous neon signs, bringing them in like moths to a flame.
From the serenity of Joshua Tree, our road journey took us to the madness and exhilaration that is Las Vegas. And of course, we had to take a few snaps in style. With day breaking and the sun quickly warming things up, we were scheduled for a tour of Yesco Electric Sign Company. Yesco have been lighting up the Nevada desert since the 1920s and are now the largest supplier of signage in America, with an operation that supports over 1,000 employees across 85 offices.
So the object is where my little mark is.
Yeah.
You want to heat the glass all the way around.
It's getting quite fluid now, isn't it?
I've been doing this 41 years.
Wow.
31 of it has been right here at Yesco.
Yeah.
Watching this craftsman in action had inspired me. Sure, he makes it look easy, but realistically, how hard can it be?
So, I got to dance this in the frame.
Now, back and forth in between those lines.
I can play in the bagpipes again. Oh dear. That's not coming back, is it?
No.
I'm not displeased for my first attempt.
Let's take this out so we can hear what he's saying.
I'm laughing at what I see because when I was learning, that's exactly what I did.
Now that Eric's shown me how he blows the glass and twists it and bends it, it gives me a new appreciation of just how complex it is, because some of these letters have incredible twists and turns at degrees, which I don't know how he would estimate how to do them.
After visiting the birthplace of neon, I wanted to get some shots of these impressive structures in location. Thanks to Yesco, we've been given rooftop access to Walgreens, home to one of the largest LED signs on the Strip. It was a bit of a climb getting up there, but boy, was it worth it.
Wow.
To find out more about the importance and history of neon in this town, I spoke to one of the neon masters, Senior Vice President at Yesco, Jeff Young.
You know, obviously the days of neon are starting to disappear with the development of LED. And
We are absolutely surrounded by it here.
Yeah.
We figure there are probably between 60 and 70 million diodes just on this corner, if you can believe it. I'm not sure there's this many LEDs anywhere.
do you have a favorite sign?
Oh, wow. Well, you know, the Welcome to Las Vegas sign kind of captures everyone's heart. In the late 40s would probably have been the Cowboy. In the last decade, the Aria sign has to be one of the best. It is the most elegant, beautiful, clean line sign. It's 80 meters tall. I mean, Grandpa got a license for neon in 1927. The first big sign went to the Boulder Club. And as soon as that sign went up, the Pioneer Club came and knocking on the door saying, we need a sign bigger than that one.
Right, right.
And so to be involved nearly 100 years later here, it's just a dream come true for our family.
I had witnessed the birth of neon and watched it come to life, lighting up the Strip in the heart of Vegas. To complete the life cycle of this unique product, I headed to the Neon Museum, a collection of some of Vegas's most famous signs from days gone by. And giving me a personal tour of the lot was marketing executive Tracy Sprague.
These particular signs, mostly in this area, are from downtown Las Vegas. The one behind me is the Moulin Rouge. Now, the very cool thing about this sign is that it was designed by Miss Betty Willis. You know, before she passed away in 2015, that it was her gift to the city. The sign was actually never copyrighted. But this one was one of the first pieces that was ever collected. It was collected before we were even in existence, the Neon Museum. There was a local effort in the community to start saving and preserving signs in the 1980s.
This is actually a really beautifully composed little section here.
Yes,
It's
and
part of the flamingo.
More flamingo, and also back there, it's more flamingo pieces there.
Right.
So the Stardust is another much-loved property. That sign was one of the largest in the world when it was built. It was 188 feet tall. We have it cut into 9 different pieces.
That must have been spectacular, beyond belief.
Yes. Most people just in general in the United States do not have color TV, so it was definitely a gimmick, and it was a way to
It was a way to get them in.
keep in, and it worked.
This was one of my absolute favorites.
Yes, it's actually a lot of people's favorites. This is the pool player. He's also sometimes lovingly known as the Mullet Man because of his very distinct haircut from the 1980s.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have told me he looks like Elvis a little bit.
Well, I was going to say that.
Yes,
I mean,
there you go.
it looks like Elvis.
Now, this particular space is not open yet to the public as it's still a little bit under construction. More often in our collection, we see lots of reds and lots of yellows to make you hungry and to make you spend money.
Is that right?
It all makes sense.
Is
I
it
guess.
also, is that kind of psychologically proven?
Yeah, that's what they say.
It really is kind of like reliving the past for me, but it's the future as well, because
It is.
I can see how the museum is going to become one of the most important living history museums in Vegas.
So we hit Vegas, specifically with the idea of doing a story on neon.
That was great, driving the strip in that open-top car like that.
It's very cool.
I'd never been to Vegas before, so I felt like I was in one of the Hangover movies.
Yeah, you look like you're in one of the Hangover movies. I see you've got your tooth replaced. We drove along and grabbed shots of the strip.
Wow, look at that. Was that from the car?
Yeah, just stuff out of the car window.
I love driving that cool little Jaguar convertible.
And then we went down to the Esco factory to actually see neon being made and learnt that it's actually not anywhere near as easy as one might.
No, you were hopeless. Even he was laughing at you.
I don't know if he was laughing.
No, he was laughing.
And then we got a chance to talk to Jeff Young and climb up to the top of the Walgreens building.
What an experience that was on the top of that sign overlooking the strip.
Great, we got a little bit of sunset action going on there, which was very cool.
That's a beautiful shot.
But then we went to the Neon Museum, and it's the window into the past that I loved. The Vegas of old, where I think it was very much that romantic notion of the old-fashioned signs.
I don't think that the photograph from this section should come from here because it really doesn't sum up neon in Vegas for me.
What does?
Well, I think it needs to be something from the strip. I remember that day. We knocked one of our cameras over and broke one of the cameras on top of that
I
sign.
know, you must have been furious.
I was furious.
Who did that?
Well, it was me.
Oh, that's
It
right.
was terrible.
Well, okay. Well, what about this? The classic Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas, that non-copyrighted sign.
Everyone has that shot. That shouldn't be the photo that sums up this segment, but definitely something that overlooking that strip.
I like this. Now, this is not neon because these were all bulbs, of course, but this is the original Stardust sign. The history of Vegas is in these signs. I mean, the stories. Sammy Davis Jr. wasn't allowed through the front door of the casino because he was black. To perform with the Rat Pack, he had to go through the kitchen.
Yeah. I take your meaning, and in particular, I love it. Look at the colour of the sky
I know, it's
in
wonderful.
the background here. That is the Nevada desert. But still, I can't get past being on top of that massive sign overlooking the strip. Who gets to do that? The experience is breaking an expensive camera on the roof overlooking the strip of
You
Vegas.
see, this is why so often my choice gets chosen over yours, because you have no arguments.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with this, because for me, this is signage in Vegas. It sums it up for me.